Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and today we're going to be going over the 2020 Subaru Outback Limited. Yes, I know I already did a review on this vehicle, but this one is not an Onyx edition, obviously. It's finished in what's called cinnamon, and it has the 2.5 liter, so I can compare it to the turbocharged engine. But anyways, as always, we're going to do a quick walk around on the Outback, then we're going to take it out to see how it drives. A big shout out and thank you to Mark Miller Subaru here in Utah for providing us with the Outback. If you're in the market for a new Subaru, check out their inventory in the link below. Under the hood of this particular Outback, we have the naturally aspirated 2.5 liter 4-cylinder. You can get a turbocharged 2.4 liter flat 4, but this one's got the naturally aspirated one. So power outputs on this are 182 horsepower and then 176 pound-feet of torque. Fuel economy is 26 around town and then 33 on the highway. It is all routed through a CVT automatic transmission that mimics 8 speeds. Now let's go over things on the front end of the Outback. So we've got these nice muscular hood lines, and again, this paint color is called cinnamon. That's why I chose it, just because of the name, not because of the color. I just like the fact that they named the color that. Anyways, Subaru logo front and center, and then we've got the new headlight cluster. You can see it's projector LEDs. They've got that cool little like LED accent light. This is identical to what's on the Legacy. Fog lights are down below, and then kind of see the little skid plate bumper system happening right there. But now let's head to the side. Around the side here, we've got two 25mm tires, 18-inch rims, and again, they do these really cool silver inserts with kind of like the black, or the exact opposite, silver rims with like the black inserts. I think it looks really, really neat. And then they kind of continue the plastic down the side because it is an off-road vehicle. So obviously the stuff that you're banging up, you don't want it to be super expensive to replace, and it says Outback right there. But let's head to the rear. Here's our key fob for the Outback. Lock and unlock, and then we've got your trunk release, tailgate release. This is technically an SUV, so it is a tailgate, right? Right. Let's head to the back now, though. So you can see back here, we've got this nice little cargo cover in the rear. You can pull these, which will lower down the seats. Got a little cargo net right there, little charging station. Couple sets of floor mats, so you get your cloth ones, say Outback on it, and then your rubber ones. And you can see one of the speakers for the Harman Kardon sound system, which I love that sound system. Comes with a really good subwoofer. Sound quality on it is very, very nice. But you can see under here, we've got all of our setup and everything, jack, all that kind of stuff in the bottom right there. And then finally up here, you can press this to lock the Outback, and then this is to lower down the tailgate. You can press again to hold it at any point that you want, but it's nice because you can lock, press that, and then just walk away. Now we're actually going to start up right there. So on the roof, we can see that we've got this little roof rack already from the factory. I think it's a nice little touch. And then I thought this was just on the Onyx edition, but all the Outbacks right here is all blacked out, which is a really cool aesthetic. These new LED tail lamps, very, very nice as well. Got the Subaru all-wheel drive badging, Outback badging on the other side, and then they kind of continue that like skid plate look onto the rear. But now let's head to the back door. Now in the rear here of the Outback, we've got some cool stuff going on. So really nice leather with the contrasted stitching, soft touch up here, full leather down here as well. And got one of the windows, nice black paneling with kind of like the silver contrast. Looking at the rear seats, full leather with some perforations on them. You get these little cup holders that'll pull out right there, and then we do get heated seats and a couple charging stations, vents. Legroom here is plentiful. You'll notice that this looks identical to what was in the Legacy that we just reviewed. And then finally you got little mat pockets where you can store stuff. Keyless entry up front, so one touch to lock it, and then to unlock it, you just have to put your hand on the back of the door handle, and I touched it perfectly. First time. Now, opening up the door panel here in the front, you can see it looks identical to the rear. So again, really nice soft touch with the stitching that comes down. More leather here in this area. All of your window controls right there. This is on the side of the door panel, your little door handle. Memory seat controls right there on the side, and then another speaker for the Harman Kardon sound system. And then here's for the seats in the front. So full leather, they've got nice contrasted stitching, nice perforations in the leather. Do get your seat adjustments right there on the side of the seat, and let's see if it has that cool little bolster. Yes, it's got the cool little bolster thing. And then we can see just down below the little pedal layout if the sun doesn't kill our view. And then over here we can see we've got the stuff for the tailgate, and you can see you can turn it on or off. So if you don't want the automatic tailgate, you can turn it off, and then it'll just function like a hydraulic one. Hood release, and then the steering wheel is going to be manually adjustable. I'll put my foot on the brake, push the push start. Gauges will do a sweep, and wait for it. Boom! Subaru logo explodes. So we've got our stuff for the cruise control right here. It is adaptive cruise control, and that's your steering assist Heated steering wheel controls right there. This is for the center screen. We'll go over that momentarily. Volume controls, voice command controls, everything for the radio. Paddle shifters on the back of the steering wheel to shift the gears yourself. Got your light stock / turn signal stock, and on the other side you've got your windshield wiper stock. Got our center cluster right here. So we've got our RPMs on the left side. On the right side we've got the speed, and then like I said, there's a couple different menus that you can scroll through to give you different bits of information on the Outback. Pretty easy to use and gives you a decent amount of information on the Outback in general. We've got the center touchscreen display, and sorry about the glare that's happening right now. But anyways, volume controls flank both of the sides of the touchscreen, and you also get analog climate controls. It does have a dual zone climate. You do get heated seats in the Outback on top of that, and you can see the touchscreen response time. Other than the fact that there's plastic kind of getting in the way, it's really responsive. Got this cool like car info page that I really like it because it gives you a bunch of different tabs of information on the car in general. Really easy to use. My favorite part is the little maintenance page, so then you can kind of keep track of the maintenance that you've performed on the Outback. But you can see that there's a couple different pages. You can add shortcut buttons if you'd like. And then finally, let's pop it into reverse so you can see the camera system. That'll pop up right there with little lines. See, as I turn the steering wheel, it'll go with it. This does have rear cross traffic alert, and then it does have parking sensors on top of that, so parking this will be very safe and simple. Now we've got our little USB ports right here, parking brake right next to it. This is our shifter for the CVT automatic. Like I said, it mimics 8 speeds. You do have your manual shift mode, which that's where the paddles will come in handy, so you can shift the gears yourself. And we've got some cup holders. We've got an interesting situation here in the cup holders. So regular cup holder right here. This one's got this little thing. I'm not sure what it is. It's like a booster seat for cups if your cup's too small, I guess. So that's cool. But anyways, center console over here. You can open this up. You got storage on the top. A couple more charging stations in there. And then we can see that we've got this nice leather padding with the contrasted stitching. Black trim just above it. I really love the leather in this in general. Felt-lined glove box. Tons of storage space right there. Also has the owner's manual as well. Got a little sunglass holder right here, light controls right there, and then we've got a sunroof, and the controls for it are right there, but pretty simple setup up top. Wrapping things up on the interior of the Outback, let's get into pricing. So this Outback stickers for just over $36,000 before any type of market adjustment, which I personally feel like is a really good value because the average new car is about $38,000, and this obviously is a more loaded up package. You get all the safety tech, you know, blind spot monitoring, the cruise control, lane keep assist, all that kind of stuff, and then you get this really nice interior with the really nice touches, all that for just over $36,000. So like I said, in my opinion, it's a really good value, especially SUV all-wheel drive. I mean, yeah, it's a good package overall. But anyways, let's take this new Outback out to see how it drives with the 2.5 liter. So let's talk about visibility here in the Outback. You can see over the hood, it's really easy to see, and I say this in every single Subaru review because it's true. When you have flat type engines, they can make the hood lower because they can put the engine lower in the car. You can see through both of the mirrors, and you can see throughout the rear. Visibility is pretty good in general. I'm glad that that window back there is big. A lot of SUVs lately have been making them really small so then you can't see out of them, but they have not done that in the Outback. And let's set off. So we are setting off here in the 2020 Subaru Outback, and let's talk about road noise and ride quality. So first and foremost on ride quality, it's actually really smooth in general, and I don't have anything bad to say about it. Like, it's just a very smooth vehicle, especially for an SUV. And then in terms of road noise, there's not a whole lot of noise that comes through into the cabin. It's pretty well insulated in general, and I think I just won the lottery. Nope, and the light turned yellow. That sucks. Now that we're turning here, we can talk about steering. So you can see the steering rack, super light. In terms of how it feels direct wise, it's pretty direct in general, especially for an SUV. It kind of goes right where you put it, which I really like in general from a vehicle, but then the steering is very light and effortless. Now let's get a little acceleration here at the Outback. I mean, yeah, it gets up to speed pretty well. This definitely is not as punchy as that 2.4 liter turbo, and so since I've driven both in the Outback, and then I also drove the Outback XT, the Onyx Edition. I can actually make a full comparison where I couldn't on the Legacy because I haven't driven the turbocharged Legacy yet. I prefer the turbocharged engine. Definitely has significantly more power. Yes, you suffer on fuel economy a little bit, but I feel like for me personally, I would rather give up a little bit on fuel economy just to have that extra power, especially since I live up in Utah, which the elevation here where I am right now is about 4,000 feet, so turbocharged engines always perform just a little bit better. Sum things up, if you're in the market for an all-wheel drive SUV and you want something with a really nice interior, tons of safety tech as well, just super safe to drive in general. Subaru has that symmetrical all-wheel drive system on top of that. Then the new Outback is definitely one to look into. I think Subaru did a really good job when they redesigned the Legacy and the Outback. I'm super impressed with both of them. So yeah, if you're in the market for an SUV, definitely check out this new Outback. And there we have it, everyone, the 2020 Subaru Outback with the limited package and the 2.5 liter finished in cinnamon. As always, a big shout out and thank you to Mark Miller Subaru for providing us with the Outback. If you're in the market for a new Subaru, check out their inventory in the link below. If you're stopping for the first time, I'd really appreciate if you'd subscribe, comment down below what you thought. I'll see all of you in that next video.